There's a lot of kind of music out there, right, Josh?
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
I almost called you James Brown because you did a thing.
What? Nah.
Living in America.
Good God.
It's hot. Welcome back to the Gentleman's Sit Down. We are an untraditional podcast.
Trying to be traditional gentlemen.
I am Satirius D. Lemitius.
And I'm Joshua Callahan.
Links in the description for the social medias. There's a subscribe button, there's a bell, there's a comment section, there's
All
a
the
share.
things. There's a variety.
There's even a share button.
Share it.
Yeah. Got
I
friends?
like to share things.
Yeah, you got friends? Share.
If you don't got friends, well, guess what? This is a good way to make friends. Look what I listen to. Look what I watch.
Yeah. We're talking about music today.
Music.
Yeah.
I tell you, food for the soul, baby.
Yeah, I agree. There's
Why
all
are we
kinds
talking
of
about
music.
music? Yeah, go ahead.
Why
I
we
was scatting.
Why are we talking about music?
I don't know. You people are like, oh, music. Why are you talking about music? Well, let me tell you why.
Yeah, it's inevitable, you know?
Inevitable.
In this modern society, living in America. Living in America.
Ha! Who? What? Coffee!
Yeah. You're gonna hear all kinds of music, like James Brown. But gentlemen tend to listen to all kinds of music. I feel.
It can be different. Yeah, it's a defining trait. People always ask you, what kind of music you listen to? Because guess what? Everybody listens to music. Everybody on planet Earth listens to music.
Yeah.
And they want to know if it's a defining thing about you, or maybe they want to judge you. I don't know. But, people always ask that. They want to get to know you. You talk about what? What's your favorite movies? What's your favorite music? Come on, that's like a first date question.
Mm-hmm.
You go with somebody on a date and like, what music you listen to? Nope, can't do it. Bye.
Yeah, exactly.
Or, vice versa.
Yeah. Music does tell a lot about your personality.
Yeah.
It does.
I mean, I listen to, a variety of music personally. So it's really hard to pinpoint. And my tastes change. But that in there tells you a little bit about my personality, my character. I am flighty, I'm open-minded, I'm whimsical. Maybe, that's why my tastes change. But I do have certain music that I prefer. And I have music that I'll never purchase. But if I were to listen to it live, I enjoy it.
Yeah.
You said something a couple podcasts ago, like about like you love jazz, and it surprised me. It surprised me because I didn't know to what extent you did. I mean, I don't mean to jump the gun here, but like that was something I was like, really? And I've known him for years, and I'm like, oh, you like jazz? I made a thing about it. It was funny. You gotta go Google it and go back and watch it and like it and share it. But I forget which one that was on. But you know what I'm saying? You still get surprises every now and then.
Yeah.
We spent the whole summer listening to Pearl Jam and Metallica. I'm like, you like jazz?
Yeah. Yeah. I like all kinds of stuff. Jazz is cool though. I feel like jazz, just to go on a little bit of an opinion chat on jazz.
Grab a cup of coffee and some popcorn.
Yeah.
Let's sit back and listen.
Yeah.
To the jazz stylings of Satirius.
Well, I don't got any jazz stylings, but jazz, I don't know. Jazz, I feel like it's underappreciated. The things these guys can do with their instruments and with each other as a group. Like most of the time, like you're listening to a jazz song, and sometimes like when you're like I have a jazz radio on my car. Yeah, just leave it on. It's like my go-to station. Like, I don't know what to listen to. Fuck it. Listen to some jazz. Because it's good music to just put on when, if you want to listen to something.
I agree.
Yeah, you just want to listen to something in the background,
Skippity boop up.
Yeah, sometimes you get the upbeat ones. But
I know what you mean. When I get in my car, I have the classical channel on. I don't listen to that. Like I play a playlist, but when I turn the car on, I like something soft playing to kind of welcome me. like Joshua, you're getting ready to drive. But it's like, you know, classical music.
Yeah.
So
I
I
like
get it.
classics too. Yeah. I like classical music though, you know. I think it's another, underappreciated art form within the pop culture. You know what I'm saying?
There you go. I was gonna argue with you. I
Yeah.
don't think it's unappreciated. I underappreciate, but like in the pop culture, yes, you
Yeah.
always get somebody. It's not like popular culture to love jazz or like I see what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is appreciated by a lot of people
Yeah. And that's how you know, like I said,
globally.
when you ask people about music they like, you learn a lot about their personality. If you hear someone say that they like jazz or classical music, it's like, oh, this person, you know, kind of, they use their brain a little bit, you know?
Yeah. They're
You know what I'm saying?
thinkers, a surprise. They're full of surprises.
Yeah, exactly.
They're
It's,
nothing is as it seems on the surface because
there's
when you
depth.
improvise, there's a lot of depth. You can go anywhere. There's choices to be made. You know, you appreciate this, maybe. I don't know. I was listening to an interview with Winston Marsalis, and he's a jazz trumpet player. He's in charge of all the jazz at Lincoln Center and all that stuff. Yeah, Winston Marsalis. You know who he is. Come on.
Come on,
Google
Google him.
But he's doing an interview, and he was talking about people in life need music because it's the collaborative effort of getting people together to a rhythm and soul. And, he was talking about that. And he was, and talking about in this like current society of, there's like polarization and stuff. Maybe politically, he wasn't making a political reference, but he was showing how they're like in the state of improvisational jazz, there are guardrails. There are like, you want to show up to the space and play. So you're not going to be totally, there's ego there and you're going to make choices. And if someone doesn't agree with it or whatever, you've got to get back in. You got to find a way to join it improvisationally. He was saying something I thought was funny. Drums are like the executive branch. Piano is the legislature and the bass is the judicial. And he was going on to like, because they can have a powerful effect on the music, the drums, whether it be the piano or whether it be, the bass. And, he's a trumpet player. But I don't know. I thought that was interesting. And he wasn't trying to make it. He was talking about how a powerful instrument can command something, but it's about the collaboration. And I feel that way about life. I think music is used for therapy. Even people who can't hear music use music for therapy.
Yeah.
Because
the vibrations.
They use the vibration. It's rhythm and sound and melody. Like it's just, we've been doing it since
Eons,
since we were Neanderthals. We were banging things.
Yeah, banging sticks together, going,
beating your chest. I was there. I saw it.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Who knows? Who cares? I care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We
can
know.
theorize. Come on. Music got to start from somewhere, right? Come on. Sticks, rocks,
thunder, lightning.
Yeah.
You don't think they try to emulate that and dance? Exactly. What's next right after you formulate sounds? You move to it.
Start hopping up and down, pushing each other. All of a sudden, it's a mosh pit.
Mm-hmm. No, that's another music I like.
Yeah, metal.
Heavy metal, baby.
Yeah. Metal too. I gotta say something about metal. Metal, rock. More so metal than rock. But like, they're like the modern day orchestra, because the way they craft their music, the way everything, is put together, like if Beethoven was alive right now, he'd be in like Metallica or something.
It's like you can make a guitar like blow out this sound and whatever. I'm going to use that in my orchestrations.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You can have synthesizers. I don't know. Like you can do this stuff with electro. I'm going to use that. These that's a good point. I wonder if Beethoven and them came up and they saw what we do with these new musical instruments and stuff, like, primarily electric guitar. They'd be using it. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I mean, modern day symphony conductors and composers, they all freaking they put guitar in their stuff now, Hans Zimmer is an example. He uses all kinds of sounds in his orchestrations. Come on.
That's another thing. We talked about Did we talk about? Yeah, we talked about movie soundtracks and
Yeah,
stuff. Being the soundtrack of life.
we
Like
picked
it's
that
like
deserted island.
deserted island. See, what's your favorite? Go check these out.
Yeah,
It's like, so this is more broader topic about music, but man, there's so many minute topics. Like, rock is transcendent, but then it grows into something heavy. Then you got rock ballads and it grows into something lighter. And then even pop music is using guitars and sampling stuff from like classical shit.
Yep.
Or not classical, I mean classic rock.
Yeah.
Still, they're sampling classical stuff too, like Beethoven. But
Exactly. Like if
everything
Antonio Vivaldi was alive today, he'd be just as famous, maybe more
it's the Four
famous.
Seasons guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just as famous. He'd be just as famous or more famous than Eddie Van Halen as a guitar shredder.
What? Come on.
Let's be honest. Because have you heard what he did with that violin? He's shredding on the violin.
He's a string thing. He's looking into strings. He loves the strings.
Yeah, he's a strings maestro.
Lately I've been listening to, like, in your mood. I don't know about you, but my mood changes. So I listen to different things, right? Like, listen, some of the music I don't purchase, but if I listen to it live, country, rap, R&B, I don't really, I can appreciate from a distance. No, I'm kidding. But like, I don't, it doesn't speak to me. It doesn't sing to me like some other things do, fair enough,
Right,
each to their own. But like when I was on the beach, listening to singer-songwriting stuff, and then someone was playing country music and you hear them play with just an acoustic guitar, I can really get into it. I can really jive. I can vibe with it, Same thing with rap. If you go live and you hear like someone spontaneously come up and like rap poetry or rap a song, like spoken word or whatever, and it has like a beat and a kind of like a rhythm to it, I'm on board. I can listen to it.
Yeah.
The
thing with pop culture, a lot of the rap music and the R&B, like the stuff you're talking about, even the rock, the songs are simplified. They're very like simple, They're not like there's not a lot of layers to it,
Except for when you get a band like U2, and then that's one of my favorite bands. I'm sorry, continue.
That's a good example, but Metallica too,
Yeah.
But
Love Metallica.
there's not a lot of music with a lot of layers. Like when you listen to orchestra, they always say that your brain waves heighten when you listen to orchestra music or classical music. It's because there's a lot going on. There's a lot of different instruments working together to create this mega symphonic sound. And your brain has to capture all the sounds. And your brain subconsciously is hearing everything, and consciously you're trying to find out which instruments you're listening. Oh, I hear a violin, a flute, with double bass.
See your eyes moving.
Yeah.
For me, it's like I'm kind of an empath, which means I instantly can relate to emotions or respond to a feel or whatever. So subconscious, if I hear the different sounds, it stirs up emotions in me.
Yeah.
And I mean, we all do this. I'm not saying, like we all do this to a certain degree, but I do it to a big degree. So yes, I'll sit, and the orchestration altogether creates a reaction or emotion. But then you're saying, your brain breaks it apart and you have a different emotion. So there's surprises there. That's another reason why I like jazz. And it's another reason why I like, I was mentioning U2. They change with the times, and people are not fans of that, but they still have a signature sound, but they are constantly crafting music, and they may not always hit on like hits, but I can appreciate a song or two to hear what they're doing, and they do it pretty well. And the rest of the tracks on a CD are like their experimentations with that. And I hear layers, what you're talking about. I hear changes and key changes and stuff. That's, oh my God, it's going there? What? And you're right. A lot of bands today are trying to find just that easy melodic thing for the masses. And that's why, like, I
just
feel
pop
like
culture in
music
general.
does.
Yeah. Pop culture in general. They try to just
There's
find
few
something.
surprises.
Yeah, it's like simple, catchy tunes because it sells. And then, they just do what's comfortable, what's easy. If you asked me in high school what my favorite music was, I would have told you metal. But now I listen to so much orchestra and jazz and metal. I always listen to orchestra because I always listen to film soundtracks. Like Casino Royale soundtrack, boom, always listening to it. Star Wars, always listening to it. Like since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Those soundtracks, boom, in my head. Lord of the Rings, boom, in my head since a
Boom.
kid.
Love it.
Yeah. great. Howard Shore, amazing. He's the composer for Lord of the Rings. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
I think David Arnold is the composer for Casino Royale. Anyway, off topic. Not kind of off.
That's on topic.
But yeah, composers. I mean, John Williams, Star Wars composer. He's also the Harry
Classic.
Potter
Yeah.
composer. He's also the composer for the fucking Olympic Games theme.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? John Williams is a legend. And jazz, like I always liked listening to jazz, and like I never tried finding artists. Like I didn't want to subscribe to favorite jazz artists. I just wanted to listen to jazz on a broad spectrum. So there's a lot of songs that I recognize, but I never let myself become a diehard fan of certain songs or certain uh jazz composers, or I guess you could say, or artists, to, you know what I'm saying? Because I always just liked just turning on, like with my car, I just turn it on, the jazz station plays, and I just listen to the jazz. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. I feel you.
Yeah.
I know where
But
you're coming from.
it's just those things are different. They're all like they had their layered structures of music, and it really opens up like you said, your emotions. But it opens up, for me, it opens up my imagination.
Yeah,
It
I was good.
opens up
That's
my
what I was gonna
mind.
say.
Yeah, and that's what I like.
I like listening to music. Like if you get my playlist, there's always some staples, but then I like to dig deep. Like lately, I've been listening to, playlists that include a lot of classic rock, and I get surprises in there from like ELO and like old bands I didn't maybe listen to on a regular basis. My dad did maybe from the 70s and stuff. I'll react to stuff that sparks my imagination. Like when I'm at the gym by myself or something, if I'm working out, I'll be on the treadmill listening. I used to do this a lot more, and I don't do it as much because I'm working out with Soterius, and then like working out with a group. So I don't we listen to crap that they play over the speakers, but
Yeah.
I don't get to listen to choices. But when I'm on my own, like I'll get something that fills me up. It's upbeat. I always land on that, and I want that, and it sparks my imagination. But listening to a lot of like, it's funny, like Guns N' Roses and stuff like that. Yeah, and then the Queensryche even too, because I haven't been back to that in a long time. Anyways, I haven't been back to that in a long time. So now hearing it's like I'm hearing it again and remembering what it did to me, and then the imagination sales and stuff like that. But then I'll listen to like stuff on like the YouTube, and it throws in some surprises in there. I'm like, what? Oh, wow, okay, I'll listen to this. Dio, Judas Priest, and Iron Maiden. We talked about Iron Maiden before, so it's like
Dio's good too.
yeah, just like haven't gone. I don't listen to them on the regular basis, but in a mix, I'm like, yeah, it's like a new flavor of the same type, and then fast forward, speed up, and there's some Pearl Jam songs I never I never heard when they released, and I'm like, wow, I don't know. So it runs a spectrum, and it's always what sparks my imagination and can kind of like fuel that. And if I respond to it emotionally, I'm gonna listen to it again and again, and I have some favorites like that. I like jazz. I don't listen to it as much, but when I hear it, I'm like, I appreciate it. It sounds like some people think it's chaotic and they can't listen to it because they're not on the journey with it, right? And so they judge it a lot.
Yeah, it also depends what kind of jazz. Because there's smooth jazz, then there's that lightning jazz.
I like lightning. I like the upbeat jazz. Like that interview with Wynton Marsalis sparked me to like listen to some of his. He won a Pulitzer Prize for jazz. This is like the only jazz composer to win a Pulitzer Prize. Like that's a big, it's a big recognition, And it just I don't know. Like so, I listen to his trumpet, and I don't usually love hearing trumpet by itself, but when someone knows how to use it,
makes some beautiful live.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah, I like smooth jazz though. I like that, relaxing, kind of calm down, smooth jazz. You're just sitting there vibing.
Yeah, but like rock, something hard and heavy can also calm me. It really does.
That's true.
It can, and I can't explain it, right? I can't like maybe explain it. Maybe boring if I tried to explain it, but that happens. I'll listen to something I've listened to for a while. It's rock music, and maybe I'm focusing. Sometimes I focus on the lyric or the singer, And other times it's about the combination of all these things. Like Nina Simone, you kidding me? I listened to her, that soul voice, and you just captivate. Like she does like magic with her voice. You're like, how does she get that raspiness, that soul, the depth, and then coming up, and then that will take you on a journey.
Yeah, it's true.
I can go on and on about music.
No, but I could, I agree with the, aggressive sound calming you down. It just lets out whatever aggression you had inside you, it just lets it out. It's a
Kind of
nice,
soak in the wildness of it, and it just
it's like a nice, what do they call it? Like a relief, a nice little like outlet. It's a nice outlet for your aggression. Listening to like I listen to some heavy bands sometimes.
I don't go as heavy as you sometimes.
Yeah, like Gojira is heavy.
I'll listen to one or two, and then be like, okay, next, let's listen to something else.
Yeah, but I like Gojira. Gojira is like
Godzilla.
yeah, but they're called Gojira.
No, I don't know.
But I like listening to them because they're real heavy, but they have this very melodic sound to their heaviness. They're also there's like a beauty to their aggression, their darkness.
You can only listen to one instrument. What would it be?
Only one instrument? Can't do it.
Gotta do it.
No, I can't do it.
Gotta do it.
I'd smack a guy.
You smack a guy?
Maybe.
Why don't you invent another
If I
instrument?
had to pick, yeah. If I had to pick only one,
like is there something that you find yourself listening to, and then you pull back, and then the orchestration gets you again, or whatever? Is there something that yeah.
I mean, if there's only one instrument, maybe it would be a classical guitar. I say classical guitar because they're the wooden. They look like acoustic guitars, but they're not acoustic guitars. They are, but they're not. Okay.
So are they? Are they not? Make a decision.
They are. Or they're not. They're not.
They're not.
They're made of wood, and then you play with nylon strings.
So it's acoustic,
and the
like you're
strings.
saying. It's acoustic.
It's kind of like acoustic, but they're not. It's not. There's a difference.
Big difference, Joshua.
Well, I'll Google it and find out.
And then and you're playing, you're plucking on the fingers, and you're playing with the, it's just a
Oh, I
nice-
love strumming. I love that. I like when people do that. It's not, that they're really good. It's not practical because you can't. It's hard to bring it away. But I like drums. I like beating on stuff. Maybe it is practical. You can
Drums are
beat
good.
on anything.
Yeah.
You can find a rhythm and a rhythm. I just put beat and rhythm together. I'm gonna get a rhythm. You can do that to anything. You can do it to wood, metal, people doing it in the streets and plats. So I guess it is practical. You can bring it in. But I love, I can listen to, I remember when I was a kid, I was a teenager, and my cousin was into heavy metal, and she was the one that got me into it. Cousin Carrie Ann, hello, holla. And then she dated a drummer in a heavy rock band. And I sat down in the studio, and the drum, just him playing drums. And talk about imagination. Immediately my mind's thinking, oh, this reminds me of like running, and this reminds me of like I'm climbing a mountain, and these epic adventure-y things are going on. I didn't make it happen. It just will pop in my head. Drums.
Drums are cool.
Boom. Bitty bop, bitty boom, bitty boom, boom, bop. And come on.
Yeah, drums are good.
Come on.
Drums are good. But yeah, I think we covered it.
Covered it. No, there's more to cover, but we're just
Oh, yeah.
scratching the surface.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, music tells a lot about a personality, and I might, I'm gonna say something's probably controversial.
Say something. You've been talking, and but say something else.
Maybe it's controversial, but
don't step
I'm
in
gonna
it.
say this. I feel like if you're only listening to pop culture or pop culture-y kind of music, you're kind of basic.
You basic bitch.
You don't got a lot of depth to you. Come on.
You canceled. You canceled.
I'm canceled now.
You call people basic, you canceled.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, explore your horizons. That's
Yeah,
what
come
a
on.
gentleman, anybody should do.
Expand.
But gentlemen, just explore, man.
Yeah.
Take it in. Try
Yeah.
something new. See
Like
what it does to you.
Like I like some rap. I've listened to rap, but I'm more of I like more of the classic rap. 90s rap. Wu-Tang Clan. I like
What'd
that.
you say?
Wu-Tang Clan. That's the name of the group.
Oh, no,
They
I know.
cool.
I know. Man.
Bring the ruckus.
Mhm.
Cream. Cash rules everything around me. Dollar
Cream?
dollar.
Cream?
Yeah, cream. Cash rules everything around me. Cream. Dollar dollar.
Wasn't that like a classic rock band from the 70s?
That's the band that I thought of too. I thought he made
Yeah.
Cream the best.
I go right to the cream.
No, this is a Wu-Tang. This is a Wu-Tang song.
It's called Black Curtains in a White Room. What is that song? Isn't that Cream song?
I don't know.
Cream song right
Yeah.
now because Sunshine of Your Love, I think.
Son,
Is that right?
in a white room with black curtain. But I don't know.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah.
In a white room with black curtains. Na, na, na,
My
na.
face recognition doesn't work. I'll find out later.
Google it. Yeah.
Put a comment down there. Tell me, you stupid. You don't even know music. You know what's a cream.
Yeah. Google me, Chuck. Anyway, I think we covered it.
We covered it.
Covered it. Went through it. You know, we tackled a lot of, come on, a lot of genres.
We didn't even talk about Lady Gaga and like divas and stuff.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that
We didn't
yet.
talking about that.
You know, Enya, great,
Enya.
beautiful voice.
Oh man, I was on an Enya kick for a while, and then they were on the Lord of the Rings thing.
Yeah, that's where I know her from.
That's what you know. Book of Days, man. Like talk about imagination. Yeah. You know, you say you like Enya, people. It's like a joke. It's like a punchline. It's like people think you're cheesy or whatever. Listen to it. Try
Pretty.
it out.
She's got a pretty voice.
Tori Amos. Come on.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Google it. Listen.
Gotta Google it. Yeah, I've been Ceterius Delimitius.
I've been Joshua Callahan.
We've been the gentleman sit down. You know, the links are down there. You know, click them.
Share, subscribe,
Yeah, you know,
react, and
comment.
interact.
Yeah, write a comment, like, dislike, tell us that we suck, tell us that we rock. I don't care. You know, just give us some feedback. We want to know.
Yeah, man.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Feed us back. We're feeding you.
Yeah, and don't worry, we're reading them. We're reading all of them. Boom.
He is.
Yeah. Well, we hope you have a great week. We'll catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.